Judgmental. Fine, fine. Which bar tonight? Stumble in, of course. I groaned. Classy. What? Kelsey looked at me like I was missing the answer to a really obvious question. It's a good bar. More importantly, it's a bar that guys like. And since we do like guys, it's a bar we like. It could be worse. She could be taking me to a club. Fine, let's go. I stood and headed for the curtain that separated my bedroom from the rest of my loft apartment. Whoa, whoa! She grabbed my elbow and pulled me so hard that I fell back on my bed. You can't go like that! I looked down at my outfit. Flowery A-line skirt and simple tank that showed a decent amount of cleavage. I looked cute. I could totally pick up a guy in this. Maybe. I don't see the problem, I said. She rolled her eyes, and I felt like a child. I hated feeling like a child, and I pretty much always did when talk turned to sex. Kelsey said, Honey, right now you look like someone's adorable little sister. No guy wants to screw his little sister, and if he does, you don't want to be near him. Yep, definitely felt like a child. Point taken. Sounds like you're practicing turning off that overactive brain of yours. Good job. Now stand there and let me work my magic. And by magic, she meant torture. After vetoing 3 shirts that made me feel like a prostitute, some pants that were more like leggings, and a skirt so short it threatened to show the world my hoo-hoo in the event of a mild breeze, we settled on some tight low-rise denim capris and a lacy black tank that stood out in contrast to my pale white skin. Legs shaved? I nodded. Other things shaved? As much as they are ever going to be, yes, now move on. That was where I drew the line of this conversation. She grinned but didn't argue. Fine, fine. Condoms? In my purse. Brain? Turned off. Or, well, dialed down anyway. Excellent. I think we're ready. I wasn't ready. Not at all. There was a reason I hadn't had sex yet, and now I knew it. I was a control freak. It was why I had done so well in school my entire life. It made me a great stage manager. No one could run a theater rehearsal like I could. And when I did get up the nerve to act, I was always more prepared than any other actor in class. But sex? That was the opposite of control. There were emotions and attraction and that pesky other person that just had to be involved. Not my idea of fun. You're thinking too much, Kelsey said. Better than not thinking enough. Not tonight, it's not, she said. I turned up the volume of Kelsey's iPod as soon as we got in the car so that I could think in peace. I could do this. It was just a problem that needed to be solved, an item that needed to be checked off my to-do list. It was that simple. Simple. Keep it simple. We pulled up outside the bar several minutes later, and the night felt anything but simple. My pants felt too tight, my shirt too low cut, and my brain too clouded. I wanted to throw up. I didn't want to be a virgin. That much I knew. I didn't want to feel like the immature prude who knew nothing about sex. I hated not knowing things. The trouble was, as much as I didn't want to be a virgin, I also didn't want to have sex. The conundrum of all conundrums. Why couldn't this be one of those square is a rectangle, but rectangle is not always a square kind of things? Kelsey was standing outside my door, her high-heeled shoes snapping in time with her fingers as she roused me out of the car. I squared my shoulders, tossed my hair, half-heartedly, and followed Kelsey into the bar. I made a beeline straight to the bar, wiggled myself onto a stool, and waved down the bartender. He was a possibility. Blonde hair, average build, nice face, nothing special, but certainly not out of the question. He could be good for simple. What can I get for y'all, ladies? Southern accent. Definitely a homegrown kind of boy. Kelsey butted in. We need 2 shots of tequila to start. Make it 4, I cried.